Hey there, kids. This is Reveal Math, lesson 8.2. Let's take a look together. Okay, it says this. You can create a model, okay, it's like a picture, to show the multiplication or division that is used to find an equivalent fraction. An equivalent just means equal. They want to know, is 6/8 6/8 is equal to how many fourths is what they want to know. Well, right here we have a model and it's divided into 8 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And 6 of those are colored black. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now they wanted to know if instead of being in eighths, what if it was in fourths? How much would it be worth? Well, let's take a look at that right now. And we can take this and we can get rid of some of these white lines. Let's get rid of that one. Let's get rid of this one. A little bit over still. There we go. And let's get rid of this one right here. Okay. And let's make this one right here white. Okay, like that. Now we've taken it, we've divided it into 4 parts. 1, 2, 3, and 4 right here. Now, if we did that, how many fourths is that? Well, it's 1/4, 2/4, 3/4. Now, that took some work. Now, if you wanted to, you could just use your pen and you could do that instead. And let's get our pen right here, and we could do it like this. And this is the way that I've been teaching you recently. We say 6/8 equals something over 4. Well, we know that 4 times what is 8? Right, 4 times 2 is 8. And what times 2 is 6? Right, 3 times 2 is 6. Now you could do it the opposite way. You could go 6 divided by 2 is 3, and 8 divided by 2 is 4. And so these are equivalent fractions right here. All right, let's take a look at another one. 3/5 equals something over 10. So let's do this. 3/5 equals something over 10. Well, 5 times what is 10? Right? 5 times 2 is 10. So 3 times 2 is what? 6. Okay, now these are equivalent fractions because we were able to multiply the numerator and the denominator both by 2's, and it worked out. Now you could go in division backwards. You could go 6 divided by 2 is 3, and 10 divided by 2 is 5. Okay, if you want to use multiplication, go this direction. If you want to use division, go that direction. But sometimes it's the opposite, and we'll take a look at that. All right, so right now you're learning how to determine equivalent fractions. Let's take a look at another example. 4/10 equals something over 100. Okay, fine, 4/10. They want it to equal something over 100. All right, well, 10 times what is 100? Right, 10 times 10 is 100. And 4 times 10? Right, that's 40. Okay, if you wanted to use division, you could have said 100 divided by what is 10? Well, 100 divided by 10 is 10. So 40 divided by 10 is 4. Okay, either way it works out. Kids, right now you're learning how to determine equivalent fractions. All right, here it is again. It says use the representation. They want us to use these models right here to find an equivalent fraction. 2/3 equals what? You don't know what it is, okay? Well, a very simple thing to do would be to divide each one of these in half again, okay? Make twice as many of them, right? Now, so instead of having 2/3, we now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We now have it in sixths, okay? I divided each one of these in half, so that's twice as much, or times 2. 3 times what is 6? 3 times 2. 2, right? Because we divided it in half. Well, if you did 2 on the bottom, you have to do 2 on the top up here also. 2 times 2 is 4. Now, a very good way to check yourself to see if you're doing it correct is a lot of teachers will tell you to use cross multiplication. And here's how you can check. You can see if these are the same by multiplying diagonally. 3 times 4 is, let's go this way, 3 times 4 is 12. And you check to see if this is the same. What's 6 times 2? 12. And if these two numbers are a match right here, then you have equivalent fractions. So 2/3 and 4/6 are equivalent to each other. Kids, right now you're learning how to determine equivalent fractions. Let's do the second one, okay? Let me get my green pen again. And it says this, 3/4 equals what? Okay, well, 3/4, and to tell you the truth, you could make it anything as long as you multiply the numerator and denominator by the same number. But a lot of kids want to keep it simple, and so do teachers. So usually we use the numbers 2, 3, 4, 5, like that. We'll use 5 this time, okay? 3 times 5 is, right, 15. And if you used 5 on the top, you've got to use 5 on the bottom, okay? 4 times 5 is 20. All right, if you had 3 nickels, that would be 15 cents. If you had 4 nickels, that would be 20 cents. Okay, so these are equivalent right here. You could always check by multiplying diagonally like we did just a minute ago. 20 times 3, well, that's 60. And 4 times 15, that's 60. So we've got ourselves a match right here. These two fractions are equivalent. Kids, you're learning how to determine equivalent fractions. All right, in class today, we're looking at workbook pages 9 and 10 and practice pages 81 and 82. All right, here's what you get on the Friday quiz. It's just like what we were just doing. We just did this one, 3/4, but I'll help you out with this one right here. Okay, now imagine, I'm going to get my green pen. Actually, I think I'll stay with red because this is green. Imagine that if I were to divide each one of these pieces of pie in half again, there's going to be more of them, but they're going to be smaller, aren't they? Okay, we had a model. That was bad. That should have been over a little bit. Okay, divide them exactly in half. Divide it exactly in half. That's better. Maybe I should get rid of that one. What do you think? Let's make this one better. Okay, neater. Okay, so let's go straight across. That's a little bit better, right? So before we had 4 out of 5 colored green, but now how many pieces do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, so now I divided it into tenths, right? And how many are green? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's 8 tenths. Let's come down here and make sure that we're right about this. We're going to go 4/5 and 8 tenths. Okay, let's see if they're really the same thing. Well, 5 times 2 is 10, okay? And 4 times 2 is 8, so that's good so far. Let's cross multiply just to make sure we're right. 5 times 8 is 40. Is 10 times 4 40? Yes. Okay, so this is 40 and this is 40. We have a match. These are equivalent fractions. Kids, you're learning how to determine equivalent fractions. Go ahead and try it yourself. If you need some help, come and see us. We will help you. Have a great day, and we'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.